Alright, what's good YouTube? We're back with another video. Now I know it's been like a week or so since I uploaded, but I'm back, alright? And before we get into this one, I just got a question for all of my subs, anybody watching this video, or not a question, but I need y'all to do me a favor, alright? So, I unlocked the community tab on my channel, which allows me to communicate with you guys without me actually having to post a video. So, I'm going to be asking you guys questions and dropping polls and stuff, so if you can, just please participate and you have a voice in where my channel is going and what I'm doing. Alright, so just keep an eye out for that. So as for this video, I'm going to be talking about the top 3 builds. I kind of cheated, it's really 4, but I'll say the other ones are honorable mention. The top 3 builds in the game right now. Alright, so I'm gauging this list off of impact, like how a build can take over a game, and also can you use it in every game mode. So number 1, or not number 1, I guess this will be like my honorable mention slash number 4 spot, is the sharpshooter and playmaker. Also, quick tip, if you don't know, you need to make this build as a shooting guard because you get better shooting badges than you would if you make it a point guard. So keep that in mind, please remember that. Don't make a point guard sharpshooter and playmaker. So for, I would say the specs, you want to make them about 6'5", and the rest is up to you, right? So just get a quick look at all of these badges that you get. This build is really good. Obviously, you're not going to get the Hall of Fame ankle breaker because you're not pure this year, which is, to me, is fair. That's fair. But you'll see all those shooting badges that you get right there. A lot of those will be bronze if you make it a point guard. So I had this build at the number 4 slash honorable mention spot because, to me, this build, even though it can be used in literally every game mode, and it's a popular build, especially in comp games, is to run this build at the point guard. Even though you're having it as a, or you're building it as a shooting guard, you're running it at point in the stage, at the park, in Pro-Am. It even has great MYCAREER rep methods also, so you got to throw that out there. The only thing about this build is if you're not in Pro-Am, or if you're like not in stage where the spacing is like really good, you can't really ISO the hell out this build like Hank would or something like that, right? So to be successful with this build, a lot of times in other game modes, is you need a great center to run that pick and roll or pick and pop type offense, all right? The high pick and roll that you would run with like a 5-out offense in Pro-Am and in Rec Center. Because without those things, if you're just using this build without that, then that part of it becomes a little bit harder. Now, we don't necessarily play like that with my team, but my friend Jared, who's our point guard, he does a pretty good job of using his build, doing it with us, but that's just because we're friends and we have that certain chemistry that works for us. Now, occasionally we do run like that if we do have to, with the high pick and roll and stuff like that, and everybody spaced out. But if we really don't, and we can just run kind of like a free-flowing offense, then he can use it perfectly fine. But like I said, a lot of people can't have success doing that, and it just, all of our builds just work together, so that's why it works. But aside from that, this build is really good. Like I said, number 4 slash honorable mention. It can take over a game, but you really need those screens, a big man who can get on the glass. So when he's chunking up these threes and speed boosting in between and out of screens, you have someone who can get the board and keep chucking it back out to him and setting those big body screens to where he can get open threes the entire game. So aside from that, it can be a little bit difficult if he has a good defender on him. So that's why I got that one at the number 4 slash honorable mention spot. Now at number 3, this build is very popular in literally every game mode, and this build can't necessarily take over a game, but it can definitely change the way a game has to be played. Alright, and so this is obviously, in my opinion, this is the most annoying build, and I know there are people who play this game and use this build that do have skill, but a lot of them don't. And I might be just biased because I hate this build so much, but that is the pure lockdown defender. Alright, now I do say that this build can take no skill. It's because with that Hall of Fame defensive stopper, and maybe it's just with the way 2K has made the game after the patch, you can literally contest people by just standing there without using the stick or tapping Y or triangle to contest a shot. So you see all the badges it gets, self-explanatory for why it's OP. Silver hustle rebounder and posterizer. You make this guy small forward 6'10", and he can guard 1 through 5 with 0 issue. All right, so even if he gets, if you beat him off the dribble, he can possibly get a animation where he pokes the ball out from behind you and gets a steal. So like I said, this build it's just super OP. All right, now we actually, one of our first Pro-Am games, we played a team that had two of these guys, right? They were running a full court defense. They were running a 2-3, and they had the front two guards, or the front two defenders, stacked up as two lockdowns. So me and my sharpshooting playmaker are having a hard time doing anything on the perimeter because they're sitting right there waiting on us in the 2-3 zone. So the only way to beat it, we had to start running our own 5-out and had to overload one side, and it was still a very hard game, and we ended up losing that game. But just their presence alone made the shit way more difficult than it had to be because they are lockdown defenders, all right? And they had two of them, which surprising, but they had two of them, and they were still able to score efficiently with their other three players, all right? So that alone is one of the reasons why this build is so high on my list, or it's number 3, is simply its impact. The fact that you can use this build to take almost anyone out of a game. Now, if you have an elite player who's on the game and knows what they're doing, they'll find other ways to score. Now, lately, I've had a lot more success being guarded by a pure lockdown than I did in the past. Now, you know, I kind of beat him off the dribble, or if I get him behind me, I'm not afraid to score or do anything, because after that, it's pretty much up to me to finish the job, to get a green, or to just dunk, or, you know, figure out a way to score. But one-on-one, it's not happening with that build, all right? So the fact that, you know, you can take almost any build out of the game with that, and second, because this build is so popular, it can work everywhere. Park, Pro-Am, literally everywhere. You can pick up a guard from full court with this build. So that's why it's earned its number 3 spot. Now I would have it a little bit higher, but like I said, I've been having more success against it than I did in the past. All right, so like I said, number 3. Now with this next build, now at my number 2 spot, you might look at this and be like, you're being biased. Well, you're damn right I am, because this is my favorite build on the game. All right, so number 2, I have my build, the sharpshooting shot creator. Now I put this build so high. Now on my previous list, I didn't have it on the list. That one was the most OP. Now this one's the best. This is the top 3 builds, top 4, whatever you want to call it. All right, now I have this build on the list because if you know what you're doing, like I do with this player, you can be virtually unguardable. All right, so like I said, the only thing that could ever really bother me, or really bother me with this build, is a lockdown. And lately I've found how to have success against those. So now I'm feeling like this has to be one of the best builds on the game. So obviously you'll take a look at the badges. This build is stacked with a lot of great badges. If you get this build to 99, which I might do a video about later in the future, this is really like a triple archetype build. All right, shout out to Dat Boy for that. But I mean, I kind of figured that out, release date. That's why I picked it. But anyways, with my build, I mean, if you're subscribed to me, you already know. The proof is in the pudding. Y'all watch my uploads. You know what I'm about. You know what this build is about and what it can do. You can dribble, shoot from 3, shoot from mid-range, slash, and I have a lot of success rebounding. I'm not sure why, but I found myself sometimes climbing over glass cleaners, athletic finishers, and coming up with boards, like offensive boards sometimes. But the rebounding is kind of all about the player. It's not just the build. Sometimes it is, but it's really about timing. But anyways, like I said, impact. This build, like if you leave me on an island, I have the choice to just go one-on-one against anybody on the other team. I would say 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be able to score on almost anybody just one-on-one. Like if we're in a Pro-Am setting and I get the ball and no one plays any kind of help defense, and sometimes my team allowed me to like really score like that if we need a tough bucket or something like that, this build can do it. All right, and also this build can play everywhere. Pro-Am, I play with it all the time. Lately we've been playing a lot of that. You already know I play a lot of park. Rec is a great wing position. It's just a great 2 guard to complement a passing point guard, or maybe even a scoring one, because I can space the floor, and then if the point guard or anybody else needs me to go get my own shot, I can do that too. So It's a great spot up shooter. It can slash and it can do everything. All right, and I even run a little bit of point when we play in park. So am I being biased? Of course, but like I said, man, y'all see my videos, all my attribute updates and stuff like that. Y'all know this build is cold, and I really wanted to put it number 1, but I'm a little bit too honest for that. So like I said, I got this build locked in at the number 2 spot, and I mean, I don't see why not. Alright, so last but not least, I guess we would have what you would call the best build in the game. Alright, so this build, it just because of how dominant it is, and because of how the NBA and how basketball works today, 3-point shooting is everything. It literally is basketball now. So it's 2K now too. So this has to be number 1. Alright, of course, now you can make this just a pure regular sharp, or you can make this the pure stretch 4. Okay, so the specs on it, the way you make it, 100% up to you. That doesn't even matter. It's just the fact that if you take a look at these badges and what you get, you'll understand why. Now this is just the pure stretch 4. Now if you make the pure sharp, you're also gonna get limitless Hall of Fame. I'm not sure about the rest, but if you just take a look at these badges, man. Now imagine getting this to 99. Imagine dealing with that build. All of those badges, Hall of Fame. I mean, it's good luck. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, just look at Orlando and Chicago. I'm pretty sure he got this build to a 99 if I'm not mistaken. But look, if we're talking impact and use, this has to be number 1. Okay, so just think about it. When you play, sometimes you play Pro-Am or you play Rec or you play anything. If a sharp is hitting, sometimes it's gonna take 2 of y'all to really cover him, just to make sure that he doesn't get his points off. Because honestly, at some point, even if he's shooting a whole bunch of bad shots and they are contested, because of how the game works, a few of them are gonna go in and you're gonna be upset. So to make sure that that doesn't happen, sometimes you gotta throw 2 people at them and just let them take 2s the rest of the game. Because look, you can be up by 6 points, right? They score twice, you're still up by 2. In 2 possessions, it could be a tie game. That next possession, you mess up, they shoot another 3. Now you're the one down by 3. That's how powerful 3-point shooting is in basketball, and especially in 2K, especially. Now, I'm not sure what it is, but it seems like with the shot contest this year, the Sharps have a different shot contest little thing than everybody else. And I guess it's just because of Deep Range Deadeye Hall of Fame or whatever. But even I have it gold, and it's still sometimes it does not feel the same like at all. But also I think it's because of the jump shot base that most sharps use. So there's also that. But now talking about the use of these builds, I've literally seen a video. I think pretty sure it was Swante, where he ran a pure stretch at point guard, a pure stretch at shooting guard, and I think they ran a glass cleaner at center. And they were just, I think they went on a big winning streak just by doing that. Like, come on now, the little side to side movement, and then pulling up. Look, it's undefeated, and it's like damn near unguardable. The whole AA glitch on 2s, like, come on now. And where can't you use a pure sharp or stretch? They space the floor, and if they get open, it's 3 points every time. It's simple. It's really easy. All right, and it's really important if you want to win, because shooting 3s, that is winning in 2K. Same thing in real life. So like I said, this has to be the number 1 build, strictly off of impact, and you can use this in every game mode. All right, aside from the badges, the rep, all that stuff, it just dominates naturally. If you got a guy who knows what they're doing, it's a wrap. All right, so those are my top 3 builds, top 4 really. You know, I said whatever. If your build wasn't in this video, your build is not trash. It's just I feel like these builds are more dominant and can take over games better than a few of the other ones. Now, I would also recommend some types of slashers. I do have a slasher build video I'm gonna make soon. And also glass cleaners are very, very key and important. Don't let anybody fool you and think that they are not. Alright, so that's just a couple of extra ones, but that's all for this video. Let me know in the comments if you agree or disagree. Doesn't matter, it's whatever. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.